Right, this video is to show teachers how to download grade center reports. So I'm just choosing any course on Blackboard at random. On the left hand side down in the course management section we have grade center and then we have full grade center. I'm just going to cover the student names, but we have the names of the student, the usernames, and we have information about the activities that they've completed on Blackboard. Now, usually they are in order 1 to 6 or whatever units you're doing, and they are often color coded. So you have green for they're doing well and red for they need to repeat. White is they didn't do it. But and you can use this grade center, it's perfectly fine. The problem with this is that it's difficult to see all students at the same time. It's difficult to identify the problem. You have to do a lot of scrolling right and left. So the best way to get around this is to do downloads of the reports. So if you go up to the top and click on work offline, then download. You can change some of the details here, but I'm just going to do the full grade center. Submit, download. And this is what the data now looks like. I have deleted the names just to keep anonymity here, but we have all the activities here, 1.1 to 1.7. We have the score for the week, and then that goes on. My suggestion is to delete the columns you don't want. So I don't need any of these first 3. I want all the data up to week 6, and then after week 6, none of this is needed for me. So I'm going to delete everything. So now I have most of the data I need. Now to start using it properly, you should turn it into a table. So highlight down the rows that you want and then across the columns that you want. So that's all the information. Go to Format as Table, choose any table. I'm just going to choose the black one. Make sure it has My Table has headers selected. Click OK. And now we have the information. The problem now is that it's a bit too wide for me to look at. So if I go to if I highlight the columns again, I go to right click, I go to column width. I think a width like 5 is quite adequate. And what you can now see is this would look better on a photo or a PDF, if anything, if you printed it at this sort of size. So now we have the information. You want to make it kind of student friendly. Again, you can start seeing it yourself if you use this all the time, but you might want to add a bit of color. I'm just going to get rid of, let's just say we're in week 1. I'm going to hide all the other weeks. I'm just going to talk to my students in week 1. If I select all the cells and then I go to Home, Conditional Formatting and New Rule, then with this I can start using color to show it. There's many different ways you can use this. You can grade it in different ways, but I just use quite simply traffic lights system of red is bad, orange needs to be better, green is everything's fine. So I'm going to go to Format Cells That Contain. I'm going to go to Blanks, and this basically, and I'm going to go to Format, Fill and Red. Click OK. So this means that any cell that is blank is red. This is telling me that this student has done nothing this week. This student tried to do one thing but didn't do it. Then I'm going to highlight again, New Rule, Cells That Contain, Cell Value. I'm going to do 1 to 5 is orange. Okay, this tells me that some of these students need to repeat activities, especially maybe this guy. There's 3 activities he's not got quite right. And then finally, you don't really need to do this one, but it just makes it look a bit nicer. If you go cell value 6 to 10, then make it green. And that just tells me the students that are doing well. So I'm seeing good things from this student, number 11. Notice that 1.7 is the writing, and it's showing me that none of the students have done that. So then I would use this information. You could just save it as a PDF. Sorry, I'm going to print it as a PDF. Might be nicer. And I have that information. I could stick that on Blackboard. I could share it as an image and post it to emails or announcements or something like that, just to say, hey guys, you know, you need to do the activities that are in orange. You need to, do the activities that are in red. You need to repeat these activities that are in orange. And of course, you can do the same rules for the entire term, so that you can set a thing to see a report on how these students are doing. And when you start adding color, you start seeing issues. These two students, lots of issues throughout the term, maybe a little bit of work in week 5. This would support any action on those students. Same for this guy. But on the other hand, don't forget to praise the good students. You know, we have a couple of students at the bottom here that have really done the activities well. They need to do the ones for this final week, but we're only just getting there. But you need to use it to praise and to get more work from the other students. Okay, that's how you use the Grade Center downloading system.